views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Whether she's walking the red carpet or doing interviews, you'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax, and get ready, 'cause it's the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Corey Taylor Talks, live from Las Vegas. I am joined with an old friend from years ago, which is crazy. I mean, gosh, it's been about 6 years since we last seen each other.
It's been, yeah.
But you have just been doing so many incredible things, and truly a world traveler. I mean, everything about you. And you have this new podcast. I mean, there's just so much to talk about. So I have the one and only Mr. Sean Gilchrist with me.
Hello, everyone. Hi. It's good to be on. I'm really excited, and I jumped on this as soon as I was invited. So I'm excited, especially you. I mean, really, you've been doing a lot of great stuff too in these last 6 years. So
yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So I'm liking it. I like the studio. It's very nice. Yeah, it's very cool. So yeah, I've been back. Like you said, just been traveling. I think just mainly was living in China for the last 6 years, but that helped branch out to get over to Japan, Korea, all those places. Right. So it was nice. It was cool being out there and seeing a bunch of things. And yeah, I'll be heading back in a little bit as well to go help out some buildings there and just flash back and forth. It's been nice. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been fun.
So like I said, there's so much to talk about, but I do want to talk to you a little bit about your new podcast that you have.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell people about that, because it's really cool. And as we go on more with the show, I'm sure you guys will just fall in love with Sean. He is the best person ever.
Thank you so much.
So I'm excited for this podcast.
Well, I'm glad that you liked it. I created the show called Wonder Town because from traveling so much and seeing all these different places and all these ideologies that people had and the way people, I'd noticed that true conversation kind of gets stifled every now and then by these little things that we kind of put into ourselves. And so I thought it would be fun to create this weird fictional town where we could just kind of discuss things. But then as it grew from there, I wanted it to be like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if the town I lived in was an authoritative place where I wasn't allowed to say bad news? Or what if I was the mayor for this town, but in the way Johnny Depp was the chief in Pirates 2, where it's he's in charge but not really. So that's what I was trying to do with this setup, and trying to incorporate my friends that I've met throughout the world to learn different. Because in the show we play 3 games, right? If you're a guest, you'll come on and we'll read a news segment, and while I'm reading the news, you'll draw a character, and we'll add that to the intro to Wonder Town.
Oh, okay.
So when you watch the first episode, the intro, the town is empty, but after about a year, it's just going to be filled with just these characters.
How
And it's
cool.
going to be because I really believe right now nobody cares about the ending of things anymore. Nobody wants catharsis. Nobody is getting dressed up in these nice suits to go to the movie theater or going to the amphitheater in their togas, right? It's like Game of Thrones couldn't have ended well. Everybody just wants to be invested in the middle, right?
That's true.
They just want it to continue on from now on. So I figured that would be a good way to keep that invested. And so if you're a new viewer, you can go back, and then we played the game where if you ask my buddy from Romania, he'll give us a question and we have to guess to see what the answer is. And then the third game is, if you're the guest, you come on, you write, I have a wheel, and you'll write a list of countries and places you want to visit, and then you'll spin the wheel, and whatever country we land on, we turn the VPN on to that country on YouTube, so we tell YouTube we're in that country, and we watch whatever video's trending at the time. So we see this is the #1 video in Turkey right now. Why is that happening? And we discuss I don't know, it's just a way to bridge cultures, I guess. It's kind of absurd now, I think, with the internet, that we still believe in these places so wholeheartedly. It's we're all kind of one person now, so I don't know, but yeah, so that was the idea for that. We just got done wrapping, I think right now, the first season, because we're trying to upgrade to a better set where we're actually going to have puppets, and it's going to be more of like a Pee-wee's Playhouse thing.
Oh, awesome.
Because, yeah, I wanted it to be a bit of like a little Eric Andre, too, where if my guest comes on, I want to have wacky, weird things happen without them knowing and make it feel like they're alienated. And so, yeah, that's pretty much... That's what went into that, but drew it all, animated everything, I edited everything. Yeah, it's all me, and it was at first I was like, yeah, that's no problem, but it's just like
it's a lot.
It's a technical nightmare, but yeah, it's been fun though. It's been good seeing everybody and getting caught up. Yeah, so. And how about this? Tell me more about this situation. This is amazing. This
has been going on for almost 6 years now. So probably right after you left last time we saw you, it was right around then. But yeah, I've been so lucky with it and just doing a million. But it's kind of cool because that's the whole point of my show is to keep it positive. And there's just so much negativity out there in the world. Yeah. And I think that's what's so awesome about you too and your show. But it's to keep it positive because and really bring good people on that are inspiring that people can look up to and I think that's awesome.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean that was always the thing. It's like when you watch the news, especially because we make films and we understand that it's all organized, you know, and so you're focusing on the two bad things, but you're not paying attention to the 10 people like in the background out of focus trying to fix it, right? And it's like it's absurd now. So I'm glad that you're trying to focus on the positive as well because I'm doing the same thing, you know. It's good.
We need more of it for sure.
Yeah, it's nice to see that because living outside in the fish bubble for so long and just getting caught up on how America is through the news sources outside of that, I thought everything was going to be all, like a bit more on fire when I came back, but it seems like it's cool. It seems like there's a big counter thing to try to fix all that, which is nice. Yeah, so I'm enjoying that. So it's been good.
Yeah, well, America's happy to have you back.
I'm stoked. It's been nice. It's been good to be back.
I'll speak on behalf of America.
Well, thank you, America. All right, let's get to it. Let's get some grit. Yeah.
But yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about you because you've had such a fascinating life. And so you are a filmmaker, obviously, and I think that's so cool that you're using your talents in animation and everything for this podcast too. But how did you get involved in all that in the first place?
With film, I think film in general was a way that my family and I would bond. Pretty early on, my mom, like we had that whole divorce situation happen, and when my stepdad came in, him and my little brother played a lot of sports, and I mean I like sports, but I noticed that like movies, we would quote a lot of like movies, and when we would all eat dinner and stuff, it would just, if you didn't know the movie quotes right, you would just be kind of left in the dust, and so just through watching them and then when I was 12, we were all bored at a party once, and it was one of those moments where everybody was just sitting there quiet, and I was like, I have a camera. And so we just, we created this show. We created it, like, I made like 10 of these movies called Hit and Run. And essentially what it would be was, if I had like 3 actors, right, I'd say, okay, you two come into the room, and then something happens, and then this character's introduced, and then you 3 leave that way. And we just made these movies based on like improv. Like if you showed up, right, we would take all of our movie props and throw them in a room, and we would just push you in a room, close the door, and give you like 5 minutes, and we'd open it, and whatever character you were, we'd be like, okay, that's your name's like Fig Newton, and you can shapeshift. That's great. Come on, let's go. And we'll work it in. And I don't know. I think being the oldest sibling for so many brothers and sisters too helped with like the whole Pied Piper-iness of it all. I like directing. It came easy. It was nice being able to like move the pieces on the board, but I also loved being surprised by all y'all. You know, like when you guys do something on set, I'm like, yeah, let's work with that. It's cool. And I don't know. And the more I did it, and the more I studied it, the more I got the appreciation of film. I feel like it's one of the last like magician magic things, right? There's nothing there. It's just a piece of cloth, and you're projecting a series of still images just rapidly over and over and over. But I'm making you feel real emotions. You're laughing, you're crying. It's wild, you know. It's like really like psychological warfare. So, and that's what makes the news and everything difficult, right? Because it's like you just see, and it's a headache. So that's really why I was like, I'm done. Let's just make some other stuff. So, but yeah. That's pretty much what got into it, and it was a good way to get friends together, and you know, it was good. It was unlike any other hobby I could really think of doing, you know. So, Yeah, because I like drawing and stuff like that. How about you? How old were you when you got into film?
Film, I was 12. So
Nice.
we found out I was always into acting. I went to like a performing arts elementary school and stuff, so I was always into it. And then one day, my wonderful mother saw an ad for the 48-hour film festival, and we're like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh, you can be in a movie." So we went down there, and I was so lucky. I got Kelly Schwartz from the Indie Film Factory, and he casted me as one of the leads with Anthony Avery, and so it was so cool. And I just like kicked off everything from there. So
That's so cool.
yeah, I was so it was one of those things where it's just meant to be, you know.
What was the most recent thing you were in?
Actually, we're currently filming Rest 3. I filmed that 2 days ago.
Oh, right on. Are you guys in another like haunted house situation?
Yeah,
or?
so it's still well, parts of it. Now I can't really reveal much about part 3.
Ooh,
but
I'm stoked though.
Heather is still alive if you watch part 2, so I am in part 3.
Very nice.
So it's just kind of dealing with the aftermath of surviving a massacre and having all your friends killed and everything.
Oh
so
my goodness.
it's kind of dealing with that, but someone might be back because they never really caught Travis. So
This is gonna be
someone
good.
might be back. So.
I'm excited to see your range on this one. That'll be cool.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It was kind of difficult already to film. It's gonna be awesome.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's really neat. That's interesting. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So, with your films on that, you're doing this. Yeah. I'm really proud of you as well with everything. It's really
thank
cool.
you.
Yeah. Let's see. I got the clothing too. I brought in a shirt.
Oh, I want it because it's so cool. I've been seeing it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Definitely, I brought one in just to have a look if you want.
Yes, absolutely.
I was trying to get more in, but there was a situation.
I'll make John put a thing up. There you go.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we ship international now. I'm just trying to get it over into China, so that's also another reason why I'm going back because they're having issues.
awesome.
But I appreciate it. I drew this thing on it was like 32 canvas pages, and I ended up just getting them on and scanned. But that was another thing too. Is like with the Unity. I like I have my door hanging up. And it's at Zappos. And when we did the day of everybody showing up, one of my favorite things was just standing there and just not saying I drew that because I liked seeing people talk about what they're seeing in it, and it was neat. It was really I like that. So yeah.
I love it. I think it's so cool. And I saw it online, but the online pictures don't even do it justice. It's even a million times better in person.
I appreciate it. Oh, the proceeds I'm making. So far I've sold a few in Africa, and I'm going to try to sell a few in China. But the proceeds that I make in those countries, I'm going to try to send them back to organizations that I know are doing good work. You know. So yeah, it's kind of one hand washes the other. Yeah. Other than that, it's pretty much this life. So.
No, but I mean, so now let's talk about your travel a little bit more because it kind of brings into your podcast and everything, like you were saying.
Sure.
So where you've been a lot of places. So how did you kick off the traveling and start doing all that?
So I've always liked it, and I was realizing I was talking a little earlier. I saw this trend because when I got out of school, I noticed YouTube was starting to get big, and cameras were starting to get really cheap at Best Buy and stuff. And I was realizing that I wasn't doing anything to set me apart away from everybody. Even though if I had good ideas or something, I was going to be on this level that if you're up there, I wouldn't shine, right? So I thought, okay, I had foot surgery on both my feet. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to be doing while I was recovering, and I just bought a one-way ticket to Ireland. I listened to Elephant Gun by Beirut. I cried like a child, and then I bought a one-way ticket. And I thought I was only going to be gone for like a month or two, but I ended up just being gone like forever. So I did these things like on help exchange and like couch surfing. So I ended up like working in a hostel in Scotland, which meant I got to work at a bar, and then I helped build a house in Austria. I helped run a hostel in Albania.
Oh my gosh.
I was just kind of all over the place, and that really shot me in the foot because the perspective I got on everything, it was difficult to come back here. And
Gotcha.
I don't know. America's biggest export, I think, is confidence, right? But that also, it really ruins us in a way, though, where we don't want to listen to anything else. So it's hard because, like, I'll come back, and first of all, it's like when somebody goes on vacation, you don't want to really hear about their vacation, right? You're kind of half listening. You're like, how was Hawaii? And you're like, oh, it was that. And they start going, and you're like, and like you're trying to like get what you maybe know of the situation. So it's like everyone always asks, like, how was the travel? I'm like, do you really like? Should we get into this? Like, but if we do. I tend to find that people are just waiting for their turn to talk, you know? Like, they'll just be like, I'll say something, and they're like, oh, cool, but this one time when I was in Germany, I'm like, okay, man, it's your turn. So it's fine, but I think it's hard to here specifically try to change anybody's idea on anything, because I think if you get an idea in America, you earned it in your own weird way, you know? So it's like, you don't want it taken from you, but it's cool. So that's what made it hard coming back, and I just kept traveling, and it's just... But I've come to peace with that, and it's cool. So I'm loving it, man. I do like that we still have, like, our country is the only country with any diversity, you know? Like, we're the only country that has just, we have to have humor and nonsense, because if we don't, we'll offend everybody, you know? It's kind of, we need to have that, which is unlike anywhere else. But, yeah. So that kickstarted that, and... It only got worse from there. I don't know. And growing up in Vegas, you know, it's like you wake up, you see the Eiffel Tower, the pyramid,
right,
you see you're kind of either excited it's all there, or you're upset that it's like a fake version of it. But yeah, I think the only time that ever felt bad was Rome. I felt like I felt Caesar's Palace was a bit better than Rome.
Oh, really?
I remember it was the only time I was at the Trevi Fountain, and I was like, this is silly. I have this exact thing, and it's air conditioned, and there's like a silly drink I can get next to. Ah, man, like it's kind of absurd. But other than that, everything else felt justified. But yeah, Rome was the only time where I'm like, now I gotta walk 3 miles to see that nether thing that we have right there. So, but it was cool.
Well, I always wanted to go, but now I'm like, well, who cares?
Yeah, and you know, with VR and the way technology is too, my brother was showing me this thing. He was laughing. He's like, look, all I got to do is install these little air spritzers here, put this on, and I just did your travel for nothing. And I'm like, man, it's like, it's really gonna, I don't know. You can just go anywhere in the next couple of years from your couch. It's becoming Wall-E very quick. So, but yeah, it's nice. It's good to see that the world's still trucking along, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's awesome. But you were always, like, for years, you've always been so cool, wiser than anyone. And I mean, yes.
I don't know about wiser. I've definitely had to do a bunch of stupid things to get that wisdom, you know? So, like, but I appreciate it. Thank you. And like, I'm serious. I'm excited that I got to jump on this, and thank you for having me on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
No, we're so excited to have you. And I have to talk about it, The Genre Machine. We have to talk about it.
I love that movie.
So I'm not kidding. That was, oh goodness, it was very early on in my career and everything. And you were making a movie, and I was so honored to be part of it. And it's such a good concept. How did you come up with the concept and everything? It was so unique, and it was a really awesome movie.
So the Genre Machine, the concept was you had a class full of just a class, right? And you had the professor, and he had the Genre Machine, which I guess was stolen from his friend, or he stole it from somewhere. But when you press the button, it changes the genre of the movie that you're in. So it starts very neutral, but when you press the button, it changes it to a horror movie, and then you press the button again, it changes it to a comedy movie. But then the kids, in their curiosity, they end up breaking the box, and so genres start to merge, you know. So you got like horror and comedy, and it starts becoming this weird, wacky thing. And I think that came about because I was tasked, because I had that class with you all,
Right.
and all of you were so specifically different in what you wanted to do with your acting that it was impossible to write any other script. They were like, make a movie with all these people in it, and I was like, oh no, because I didn't want to just give the one person that one line where they had to show up and do nothing, which is inevitable when you do like an ensemble cast. Right. So I tried to make a role for everybody, and it just kind of, I don't know, started steamrolling after that. And I mean, it helped that you guys were just willing to just go right with it, which was nice, you know. I just kind of put this thing down, and nobody's like, I don't get it. Everybody's like, okay, we'll try it. And I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, thank you. So, but I'm really happy that because I love that idea as well. I would love to remake that or something. I think that'd be cool to have it. Yeah, that would be a fun. Now that I've got a few more tricks under my bag, like on my sleeve, I think that'd be really cool. Yeah. So, but I've always loved stories like that and things that just sort of mix it up, you know?
Yeah.
It's neat. So.
Oh, I thought it was such a cool concept,
Well,
and
thanks.
we loved working with you too. And that was, it's cool. I've worked with a lot of different people and everything, but it's sometimes you get a great relationship with the director and actors and crew and everything, and sometimes not. But you really understood everyone, and that was such a cool thing. And I mean, you made a whole freaking movie off of what people wanted, and it turned out awesome. So.
It was definitely a group, but thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, it definitely makes the job easier when everybody was willing to play ball. We didn't have anybody who's like, I'm not coming out of the trailer, you know. You're like, all right, so that was cool. Yeah, I definitely right now. Another thing back in China too. What I'm trying to do, another like this is because you got your hush hush with Rust. I have one where I'm in talks right now. I wrote a script and it might be being made there, and I'm gonna try to. I'm trying to get as many international. So when that whole thing, if it takes flight, you'll see a big thing on Facebook being like, I need people. So stick with that, because I really think this one is going to be a game changer.
Oh.
Yeah, it's called Dream Tripper. And,
Okay, I like the title.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I'll give you a quick synopsis of it.
Please, yes.
She's a Chinese professor, and you start the film and she's in class giving a lecture, but you find out that she's actually in a coma, and because she's like a sleep therapist professor, she realizes it, and so she starts like lucid dreaming in her own thing, and she doesn't know why she's there, why she's asleep, why she can't wake up, but she's living in her own little world thing. But then she realizes there's a window that she didn't make, so she goes through it and she's in somebody else's dream, and she starts getting lost, and she can't find a way back to her own dream. And so she goes to these things, but the conflict comes when she meets this old British man who his body's been dead for like a long time, and so he's like, I'm gonna race you. If I can make it back to your dream, I'm gonna wake up in your body, and you're gonna be trapped in all this nonsense. Because like sometimes the places she goes to are dreams, and other times it's nightmares, and so she can't. It's one of those. Yeah, because I don't know. I wanted to make it weird and cerebral and trippy, and I think those are the only films left to watch where you're just like, what is it? What's going on? You know, it's like we've seen everything else, so I don't know.
That sounds awesome.
I appreciate it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So you're planning on filming that in China, you said?
I would like to do it a little bit there, a little bit of Europe, and a little bit in maybe Africa or in America, because I've got places in all those spots, and China's definitely trying to take over the world right now. So they wouldn't mind, I don't think, throwing some money out for that. But yeah, so I'm still just trying to do that. And yeah, clothing now, still running the schools. I'm kind of all over the place. I don't know. I'm not really satisfied just with any of it.
So you have to do all of it.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm definitely burning candles, you know. So I'm just like, it's looking like a church in there. It's pretty bad. But yeah. Other than that, again, it's nice seeing positivity, you know, just especially in Sin City and places where it's hard to find. So yeah, keep doing this too, please.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. But I think that's just so cool, everything you're doing, really. And that, honestly, that sounds like a really good movie. I really
appreciate it.
That's gonna be awesome.
I hope so too. And I mean, to anybody out there who's listening, if you're worried about traveling or getting out there on your own or seeing this world, just do it. There are so many people out there that are just willing to help out. And it's absurd. We've really got tricked, I think, in our society that we made isolation sexy. You know, we made like the lone cowboy thing, the lone ranger thing, just the thing to be, and it's the perfume, it's the cologne, and it's horrifying. You know, like when you watch a car commercial, it's only one person in the car driving on this open road, and it's just like it's the new Tacoma, and it's all yours, and it's horrifying. We've made it this thing, you know. A dolphin when it's first born can swim. A horse learns to run. A baby cries for help, right? It's the first thing we do, and it's totally fine everywhere else in the world, but we for some reason just want it to be that individualism, and it's I don't know. So like I said, it's good just seeing the flip of it. So yeah, get out there, go see the world. It's so easy, and people aren't trying to eat you or kill you as much as the movies are telling you to do. Yeah, like I got picked up in hitchhiking in Kosovo.
That would be terrifying.
That was the thing. I was right, and I was a little like, I don't know. The only reason I did it because I was with an Albanian lady, and we're like, okay, so we hitchhiked, and the people picked us up, and they were talking for a while, and then I usually try to keep my mouth shut until somebody inevitably is like, oh, he's American, and they. Oh yeah, and they like in the rearview mirror like, we were in America and we tried to hitchhike and nobody picked us up, and I was like, well, yeah, we thought you were a serial killer. Like, you were gonna kill us. Like, I mean, that's not my fault. It's true. Like, it's so bad. Like, but like, it's just that's how it works, you know. It's just, I guess, it's culture.
It's very different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Like, what's an Italian stereotype? I can give you.
Oh. Goodness, I don't know.
See, right? But that's the thing, though. Like, stereotypes,
yeah.
It's unfortunate that they kind of, like, weave into how the cultures work. Americans believe in film. We created our own God, which is silly, you know? Like, it's weird. No other culture's done that. Like, every other culture believes in things that were from, like, under, like, the basis of it, but we instilled this thing, and it's not only us that believe wholeheartedly in it, but we've like permeated into the world. It's really weird because film degree, that's the one thing that saved me traveling. We were in Vietnam, right? And I don't speak any the Vietnamese driver didn't speak any English, right? And I was with a few people that didn't speak English, and it was raining, and we couldn't see a lot of what was ahead of us, and it was quiet, and everything's really, it was like a little tense because we didn't really know it, but I just was like, dun, 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 and then you could just, it was just like everybody, oh yeah, they're saying like, oh, the shark, and one guy was like, dun, 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 and it was just like, I didn't speak a word of these languages, but we were all just making like the shark noise, and like, look out, and then some guy started doing like Jurassic Park, it's like, boom, boom, we're like, yeah, the dinosaur, it's just, it's weird, like that, it shapes us, but it also really isolates a lot of us, you know? It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can get on that one for forever. Like, that's bizarre. Truly.
Oh, you're making me have an existential crisis.
It's it's like right now, it's like our accents especially too, because the whole world watches like television that's made in New York or California, so when people hear us speak, they like that. It's like having that pan-Atlantic accent from the 50s. Oh yes, of course, darling. Yes, that's the thing, of course, right? And so when I'm over in Asia or something and they hear me speak, they're like, oh, because you're like the movies. But if you hear like a British person talk or a Scottish guy, they're like, oh, we don't really care. But it's truly like it's weird. We've put ourselves on this level of just like everybody like expects something from us. I don't know. It's wild. So yeah, but it's our job, I think, as we make these things, right? And it's spooky. So you've been here while I've been gone. You've been seeing it rise up. Since I've been gone, documentaries have gotten popular. Yeah. Everybody's getting their 15 minutes with their shows now online. It's interesting. Yeah. It's cool. What?
I think so, and so it's such a little time. The world has changed so much, and like I don't know, it's completely different than it was 5 years ago.
When were you born?
97. So
you kind of always. Right. That's right around that. We're in the same boat, right? Right. They So you remember the world always just having technology, essentially, right?
No. You know, I was kind of thinking that too, because everyone's like, oh, like the late 90s, early 2000s, kids always were raised on technology. But, you know, my whole childhood, we didn't have technology. I think probably if you're born like 2003 and above, that's when like your whole life was revolved around technology. But, you know, it wasn't really like that. I didn't get my first phone till I was 13.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's kind of different. People think of it that way, but I don't think it's really like that. Yeah. I grew up still like with playing outside and playing games, and so it's kind of different.
Wow. So you're probably feeling exactly what I'm feeling. Like the wave of nostalgia that we feel right now, I think we should only be feeling this when we're like 50, 60. It's skipped like decades because of how technology has quickly made information accessible to everybody, and it's speeding it up to a level where I'm like, oh my goodness. Because like we believe still in what our parents taught us: work hard and earn your living. But we also in real time watch the system screw our parents for having that belief, and you're like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do that. And then you see kids and you see them doing the whole situation and you get it, But we went through puberty during technology. We're the last generation here that like get off the phone, right? Like we're the only ones who are going to remember that, and so we have this like middle ground that we just don't exist right now. It's bizarre. It's really truly interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to even begin with that one, because I was just talking with my sister earlier, and like you said, if you were born with technology just sort of with you,
Right.
you'd consider the world just to be like one place. Like memes have made everybody one person, you know? I can meet somebody in Italy and everybody knows that joke on the internet. So, but for us, we're like, we got to figure it out, right? So it's bizarre. I love it though. It's interesting.
It is.
Yeah, it's cool. So, what would you say to me, who's been gone for the last like 6-7 years? What's something that I need to check up on, or what's something that you would think that I need to be on? Like,
Oh,
I don't know. Like, everybody's like, oh, Snapchat this or that, or like, what?
See, I'm a Facebook person. I can't get off of it. I'm still stuck on Facebook.
There's no, this Venmo thing's pretty cool. Like, everybody's paying online now, which is neat.
I'm scared of Venmo because there's so many I just learned all this stuff about the hacking into Venmo, and I'm not touching it anymore.
Like all computers and an enthusiastic axe murderer, everything is hackable. Yeah. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And but to me, that's also upsetting because, okay, so in China, right? Because they know the government's in control, because they know everything is just, don't bother fighting it, just let it happen, right? They have one program called WeChat, and WeChat is just their everything. You do video call, voice call, I can pay for a taxi, a movie ticket, I pay my rent, I pay everything on this app. And it's like when I came back here, it's like, okay, make sure you have the card from this bank, make sure you got this, okay, cool, I have this for that. It's like I'm leaving the house with this like this belt of stuff that I didn't have to. When I first came back, for like 2 months, I was just leaving the house with just like nothing, and everyone's yelling at me like, you need this and that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Like I'm so used to this boop, boop.
Right.
Yeah, because the amount of people, tell you what, when I first got there, they didn't have it. So I remember waiting in line with these crowds of people, and just as they've initiated it, it's just the ease of it all. It's the speed of what they're doing over there. It's kind of silly. Like, yeah, I don't know. We're over here talking philosophy and debating a lot, and they're just like,
They're just on it.
it's spooky. Like it's real weird. But
I'm sure it's interesting to see that in person because you hear about it, but I don't think we grasp the concept of how far advanced.
yeah, it's I wouldn't say it's more of like out of necessity that their advancements came from. I think that's with any technology, right? It's just we had to do it. The only thing I don't like about it, and it kind of roots into the whole world's issue that I have. It's not just that. It's I'm actually gonna hate going back at this time of year because of Christmas. Santa's workshop is in China, and I've seen it. Like skies are just black until January, February, because they're just pumping out all the toys for the world. Wow. All the convenience and all the rows of like Santa hats that you see at Walmart, those are coming from dudes that are like dyeing hats every day, and I don't know, it's bizarre. I've had to wear masks to go to school because I can't see. Probably from like here to the camera, it's just I can't see, and it's just factories pumping day in and day out, and it's almost absurd too. When the factories stop working, when they go on vacation, it rains for like 3 days because it's almost like the country's breathing. It's like it's absurd, like without a doubt. Yeah, so that's my biggest gripe with it. It's not even their fault. Like we did that, you know. It's like I'm looking at all of these people being like, well, I want to do this for that, and I come back and it's just like I see these people and I'm just like, I don't know. That's what I think is really weird. I don't like these influencers that I'm coming back and seeing. What is this? What is it? When did this happen?
Yeah, that's the new thing.
Whoa, man, that's so weird.
I'm jealous, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like, but it's a little bit of a sickness, I think, right? Because you're really tricking all these. It's like Amway or like any of those pyramid schemes. You're telling like kids, you're like, oh, don't worry about that. Just you're gonna be YouTube famous. You're gonna be a star, and it's like, I feel bad for the thousands of channels of like the kid that's like really trying to do that, because unless you're bringing a positive spin on it, unless you're really trying to do it's upsetting that we're throwing money into like, well, who's that Jeffree Star guy? Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
He's interesting. Just because it's like, it's makeup, cool, but I just give some of the money to something, you know, build a school somewhere or something, you know. It's like, come on, like I'm seeing all this wealth and it's like just use it a little for something, and maybe that'll get people off your backs. I don't know. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's cool though. People definitely want what we're doing though, to be doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I think it's just the whole world in such like literally a short amount of time. It's just completely night and day.
Yeah. So, tell me more about how you think about it. Like, tell me, like, I'm curious. Like, I want to pick your brain because, so when you said, yeah, it's night and day with that, tell me something that has like, so this made your life easier. This process, like getting everything and what you want to do.
You know, I think everyone thinks like it's so easy now to just become famous overnight, and sometimes it is, and you do get to see a select few people, like you said, the influencers that just blow up out of nowhere. They don't even have anything to offer.
Right, right.
Just there.
Yeah.
But I think right now there's just so many people who are trying to do that it's almost impossible now. So I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. Everyone's like, oh, anyone can be famous, but it's not anymore because now there's just so many that are trying.
Yeah.
And it's just it's weird.
It is. I wonder when that also. It must have been like the Shane Dawsons and stuff, and all of the early YouTubers that it kind of spread. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Because I mean, you're doing films on the side as well, and you're promoting these things. It's not like you're just trying to just exist and have people give you things, right? That's where it's weird. So.
Yeah, well, we have passions, though. You know what I mean?
This is true, right? And that is the double-edged sword too, because it's like you can have the drive to work, but if you don't have the passion to actually create like an art, I'm glad you have the passion for it, which is good. Yeah.
Well, you did, and that's how. So you're planning on getting more into the filmmaking then?
Definitely, I want to get back to it. I've been trying. When I was in China, I helped go to Changsha, which is a city they have there, and
okay.
I was helping translate essentially. For us in the West, when we make a film, we pay the director, we pay the editor, we pay every job gets its due, right? And it's a collaborative process, unless you're an auteur and you write your own thing and do everything. But that's what China wants. China wants auteurs. They want the director to have all the little screenshots and stuff put in his notes and have these little technical elements. That way they can just fund the director, which I like. I like that process. That's perfectly fine. But the guy I was with, he wanted it very traditional, and that's where it butt heads, because I was just trying to like find this middle ground where I was like, okay, you're dealing with foreigners, let's work with the foreigners. I'm like, but you're in China, let's work with the Chinese. And I'm just like, woo, let's just get this middle ground here, and that didn't pan. And then I tried to help Relativity Media set up their Beijing teaching school, so I had to go help with some film stuff out there, teach some of that. But what I loved was as soon as we gave them their curriculum, they like fired everybody, and then they just were like, no, we know everything now, we don't need you guys anymore, goodbye. And so it was kind of funny to watch that happen in real time, when I was like, like it was just like I get identity theft now, and like it's and I was just like, whoa, that's silly, because we helped a lot, and they were like, well, we don't need it. So that's that. I definitely would like to do something there, making something where I just want somebody to give me a lot of money so I can just film scenes in different countries, where it's like, no, we got to go to this place. Oh no. So
what a shame.
Yeah, just do the Adam Sandler thing. Just
Oh yeah, exactly.
Just make movies to go on vacation with your friends, right? And be like, yeah, whatever. So, but yeah, I definitely would like to do that. Put some, especially with like Netflix and online streaming and stuff, it doesn't seem like it's that hard anymore to get like something that you really truly want to have happen up there,
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I think you could do it too, especially like your ideas are really so creative, and that new movie really does sound awesome. I'm really excited to know more about it.
Well, thanks. I need to finish I'm almost done publishing this book that I've been working on for a while. I've written this poem, this epic poem, and I've been illustrating it for like 8 years now, and it's almost there. But I had to get styles from different places and just learn these. It was a process, so I need to finish that first before I can commit wholeheartedly. But yeah, I need to get behind the camera. I need to shout some orders at people. Yeah, it's fun.
So what's the book about then?
Aria's Pieces is a epic fantasy that I wrote. Essentially, all the world's garbage and trash and junk go to this one kingdom, and everything's repurposed garbage and stuff, and so like tables are made out of signs from different places and stuff, right? So there's a prince and he's in love with this woman named Arya. She's got the most beautiful voice anyone's ever heard. For the prince to become king, the people have to give him a challenge, and if he beats the challenge, he's king, right? So the day comes, they all gather. The king's advisor, he's from this land of healers where they can break things. You can like take the table and turn it back into a tree and the metal into elements and stuff. So he takes Arya and he breaks her into these like metaphorical pieces, and he shoots her across the world, and he tells the prince, okay, that's your challenge, go put her back together. And it's like all these different, every kingdom he goes to is a different art style, and there's different rhyming schemes, and like the people in the land of healers, they only speak in haiku. You got some people that speak in iambic pentameter, and it's like it's this adventure of him just trying to find himself and figure out everything, and in the end you find out that she was never really gone anyway, and it's one of those like flips and stuff, and so it's good. I've just been trying to get that whole thing wrapped about and make sure all the rhyming couplets work and it pans out well. So because I wanted to write something like an Alice in Wonderland. My mom read that to me before it was ironic to like it, you know. Like my mom read that when I was a kid and she did the voices and stuff, but I don't see any books now that, like, if I read to my kid, I want to like wake my kid up and be like, hey, like there's more. Don't go to sleep, you know. Like we're almost done. So I want stuff like that. I haven't seen any, and like weird childhood stories. It's all safe now. Everything's safe. It's all like, and he washed his hands after making the like, come on, like where's the thing where it's like, don't eat the bowl of eyes, you know? And it's like, you know, like come on, like I want some weird grim stuff like back, you know, like.
There you go. Well,
yeah.
bring it back. You're doing it.
I'm trying. I don't know what I'm trying. I'm just like now I'm just throwing darts at a wall and I'm seeing what happens, what sticks. But yeah. I don't.
It sounds cool.
I appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah. So I'm just one thing after another. I won't touch music though. It's still. Do you do music?
Oh God, no.
Can't.
Yeah.
I would love to, but it's magic, you know. I don't want to ruin that. I watch movies now, and I'm like, the lighting, and that guy's gonna die, you know. And it's like, but if I listen to music, I'm like, I don't know how they did that, you know. What is that? Yeah. So.
I still don't get how people write songs. It's so crazy
right?
to me. It's so crazy.
Yeah. There's a really funny sketch. Whitest Kids You Know, that TV show, they did this thing where it's John Williams' Day by Day, and it's just like him in the shower being like bum 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 bum, and like him making breakfast like bum ba ba bum ba ba, and like his wife's like, John, please stop. So I guess that's what it must be like. But what's your creative process like? What do you do?
Oh well, I'm mostly about the acting. So I just I don't do like the method acting or anything like that. I think it's cool. I respect people who could do it, but I just can't get too into it. I like just going straight for it.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. For that second, you're just someone else completely different, and I think it's kind of cool that way. But I don't need to live my whole life like around it when I'm making a movie. I don't need to be my character.
Yeah. No Daniel Day-Lewis, like
Right.
my left foot, where it's like, wipe me. You're like, oh, okay.
Right.
That's horror. But but like do you watch other films and stuff too to like to get in the mindset, right? And like see like, oh, maybe this, that.
Well, see, especially I don't know, I'm getting typecast in horror films a lot lately.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah.
So I mean, I grew up on horror films. My mom's been obsessed with them. So literally since I was 2 years old, I've been watching horror movies. So I kind of have it down packed. But I do always like working with the director and really kind of developing the character more, and what would she do in this particular scenario, and how would she react there. So that's cool.
Cool. Yeah, that's nice.
And especially when I have a good relationship with the director and can kind of work with them on it, you know.
Yeah. If you could branch out, okay, so you're getting typecast in horror, what would you like to do? What would you say, oh, that'd be pretty neat? Like,
I honestly, I love film, and I love making anything. It's really cool. I don't mind being typecast in horror because it's so much fun, and I get to play the villain, I get to play the victim. I don't know, it's just, that's a big difference too, you know, like in a telephobia, I'm this psychotic killer, and then in the rest, I'm the helpless victim.
Yeah.
So it's cool it's still a very wide range. But I don't know, I just really love it, so I'm kind of down with anything, you know.
Cool, that's good to know. Yeah. That's nice. All right. Yeah.
How about you? What's your process?
Just this is more therapy than anything. This clutter art stuff. I don't know. It's difficult. Do you know the word sonder? It's a noun, and it's the definition of it is when you realize that other people around you are having just as deep and intricate lives as you are. That you're not the only main character. Everybody else feels that they're the main character of their story. So that feeling is called Sonder, and I just get, I don't know, I get wrapped up in that. If I'm gonna try to write other characters and stuff, I don't know, like I sat in that chair before we had this interview, so I try to, because I know what I look like, and I'm trying to imagine what you're seeing from that chair, because I know what this wall and everything. It's one of those where it's like I know over there, and like I don't know. That's the process, I suppose, because I don't know. It's only when you add a third person to the conversation that's when it gets weird. That's when you need to take a step back and be like, okay, like who's talking? But yeah, that's neat though, because because method acting, I don't know about any, because you're right, it's like that would be horrifying if I had to address you.
I don't think I could do it.
I'm trying to think if I've dealt with any method actors. Nothing too crazy yet, which is good. So, but that, I mean, lots of writing, lots of drawing. My walls end up looking like Beautiful Mind. You know, I've got like spider webs and stuff, and I'm just like, it's over here. You know, no, but this thing is over here. It's on a napkin, right? So, that's pretty much that. Oh, and then I'm making a video game too. I need you to be a voice in my video game, which would be great. Yes, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that was the thing. It was when I was in China, I decided to get healthy, and so I was either learn music, like I wanted to ruin another art, and so I was like, I didn't want to do music, so I picked games, and so now I code them and I draw the little pixel guys, and that's annoying, and I hate it. But it's fun. It's okay. But
I think that's cool.
Thanks. Yeah. It's called Captain Thaddeus and Electric Odyssey, and this group of people, they're like a interdimensional security task force. So like if something goes wrong in time and space, they're the first ones to like respond and like clean it up. So like the first level takes place in a alternate 1413 Sweden, where like orcs and like stuff happens, but there's a spaceship taking prisoners from one intergalactic prison to another, and it crash lands there. So you have to show up and not only like contain the orcs and like the humans from like killing each other at the knights, but there's also like bounty hunters running around trying to shoot everything. And so it's like, whoa. So like the humor and the dialogue is really all over the place, and it's like, because like they're all expendable in their jobs, and so it's just like it's hilarious, because it's like they show up in these things, and I wanted something that would be fun to play, and like I can shoot my siblings and stuff, and they can shoot us back, and it was cool. So it's been fun. I guess I gotta go like make shoes now or something, right? Like what else is there to do?
I was gonna say I don't think there's anything you haven't done.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't scuba dive.
Oh.
I gotta get a scuba.
So now, yeah,
That's it.
now that's the new place you have to go, to the ocean. You can discover Atlantis. You can be the one that discovers Atlantis.
I like that. That's good. I've returned to the ocean. That's it. Yeah, I'm done. I'm just walk into the sea, just arms out, eyes closed. Just people clapping.
Only place left, really.
Yeah. You did it. Yeah. Have like the one person who's like 100, just like understanding, is on the rocking chair, be like, yep, back to it. That's great. So do you, like, when you have your characters, like, do you write any stories, or is it just you're just
Actually, I haven't told anyone this. I had this really weirdly detailed dream, and I remembered every little detail of literally every single part of it. And so I woke up and I was like, God, I want to make that movie. And so I just literally 2 weeks ago started writing it down. And that's the first time I've ever touched anything like that. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope it
we'll
gets
see.
Yeah, that's really
It's
neat.
a horror film though, so I don't know why.
Cool. Well, hey, horror. That's
I'm doing it to myself, I guess.
Well, that would be that's the only other one that I want to get done is the exhibit. I talked to you about the exhibit, right, a while back. That's because you're gonna be in it. Like, it's the movie about. We wrote this in college, and I was trying to get it done with Chari and all them before everything happened. When I left, it's about a portrait, and if you look at it, it kills you by your worst fear.
Oh, wow.
And so this guy lives in this townhouse with 9 other people, and he brings the painting home, and everybody stares at it, and one by one they end up going out in the worst way that they feel. But the way we did the film is we're not sure. At first, you think it's like maybe a ghost thing because everybody leaves to go watch a movie except for the guy, one of the characters, and he stays behind and he's scared of ghosts, and so ghosts kill him, right? And so maybe now you're thinking, oh, it's a ghost film, right? But then it's weird. It ends up looking more like Evil Dead by the end of it. There's just weird, wacky, nonsensey just stuff everywhere, and so I would really like to do that because if you're gonna make a horror movie, just go all out, right? Like buckets of blood. We need
gallons and gallons.
I mean, really, I want those set photos to look like a crime scene, you know, like just the only thing is like she's smiling, officer. I promise, like that's real. That'd be so much fun. But I know it's gonna be difficult because I'm gonna go into it expecting every actor to just be like you. That's the problem, you know. I'm gonna probably get 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like you get tricked into thinking like, oh, it's all gonna be great, and you're like, no, So, but that'd be cool to do.
Well, I'd love to be part of it. That sounds like, Sean, you're just like too crazy, talented and creative and everything. It's crazy. It's really insane. I mean, you have really one of the most like genius creative minds. Truly, I'm not just like BS. It's true.
Oh man, if only I had the cool way to respond to that. Man, they don't train you for that. I had to be like, yeah, thanks, I know. Like, really, I appreciate it. Thank you. I don't think I get told that a lot. So, thank you. It definitely justifies a lot of this nonsense that I'm doing, I think. So, but to really anybody, if you're still listening, you're still out and hearing my rambles. If you're gonna go the positive route on this, definitely the world is not as spooky as what we're making it to be. We really tricked ourselves with that, guys, and it's not. It's really, really pretty, and it's only smaller now, right? Who was it? C.K. Chesterton. He has one of my favorite quotes. He says, "We were born too late to explore the earth, and we were born too early to explore the cosmos. So our oceans that we must cross now are our religions, and the bridges we must build are for our cultures and stuff. You know, like those are the lands we have to explore as our generation. So, and I feel like it's true. Like it's the only reason you get scared of things because you don't know about it, right? Yeah. That's what horror is, right? That's what all horror movies is. Yeah, it's just like you don't know what it is, so it's horrifying.
True.
Yeah. So we've So just do it. If you have that weird thing inside you that's making you feel like why not, or I should. If you're looking out the window and you're daydreaming and thinking about those hills, just go. There's really nothing. Yeah, just get out there, flee, run, flip the tables. I'd recommend writing one goodbye letter. Let somebody know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Might be nice.
Don't do what I did. Don't just poof away. Yeah. But so that would be my message to that. It's totally fine. If you can speak English, Chinese, or Spanish, you got the whole world under your belt. You can talk to anybody. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being. And where can people find you and keep up to date with everything you're doing?
I have everything just kind of parachuted under my website. It's doorknobstudios.com, and I have the shows that we do, the blogs that I write, everything is just up there. So I try to get a thing a day. Like Mondays is film, Tuesdays is video game, Wednesdays travel, Thursdays I'm just trying to keep it updated.
Yeah.
So yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. Oh, the genre machine will be played, or the genre machine. Yeah, the genre machine will be played after.
Oh,
this.
right on. Okay, cool.
There we go.
We made
You get to see what we're talking about.
We made this in 24 hours.
Yeah.
It was literally like 8 a.m. to like 8 p.m. So there was like no prep with any of it, and we were just like, let's go, let's just do it. And you guys, it was literally remember the energy on that day? It was just like, okay, sit, go, and then oh my gosh, yeah, okay, well, thanks, enjoy.
You're about to see me get run over by a car.
We made this for like $50 too.
Yeah.
That's the best. We wrangled, man. I love it. So please enjoy fabulous Corey Taylor and her ability to get smashed by a car.
Smashed to death by a car.
That was so fun. I remember you were so young when I came up, and I was just like, is this cool? I remember just being like on the script, like, are you? And you were like, yeah. And I'm like, I love this. This is amazing. Yeah. I remember just really. I was a moment in the bathroom. I was just like, okay. I hope. Yeah, that's gonna be bizarre. Thank you for just being amazing as well. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Sean, for being here and doing all this. And I'm so excited for all the things you have coming up because you got no limitations. So.
Well, thank you too.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. And everyone, please go check out, you said doorknobstudios.com, right?
Yeah, one word, Doorknob Studios, like dork and then knob, something like that. So we could do that.
You go.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for watching.
Thanks, everyone.
And remember, never give up, always believe, and you'll achieve. Thank you and God bless.
Go! What? Everybody!
Good morning and welcome back, class. I hope your break was a good one.
I had a great time on vacation, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, it was fun. I went shopping, got some new things, hung out at the hookah lounge.
More like the hooker lounge. I mean, am I right?
Man, it sucked. All I wanted was a burger, and I got stuck with my family eating enchiladas.
I had a good time, just helped out at the soup kitchen for most of it.
Well, regardless of whether or not it was a good break, I'm really glad you guys are all here today because I have something very special to show you all.
What is that?
This is a genre machine, Spencer. You just push this button here and it changes the genre around you.
I don't understand, Mr. Brown.
Wow, it's simple, really. Now, class, take a look around you. What would you say this genre is right now?
Like a movie genre? I don't think we have one.
Correct. Now, some would argue this point, but most would agree that we're rather bland. Now, behold.
What happened?
Well, class, right now we're in the middle of the documentary genre.
Why does it seem like someone's watching me?
Well, Lillian, that's because there is. We're being filmed right now, like a legit documentary.
Where did they go?
Well, all around us. Good luck trying to catch a documentary filmmaker on camera. They're very good at what they do.
Mr. Brown, I'm scared.
Okay. Next genre then.
What's going on now?
We are now in the comedy genre. Can't you just feel all that comedic energy floating around?
Is that why there's kitties on the wall and there's a muscular man in the corner?
Is that also why Lillian's passive aggressiveness is now charming instead of aggravating?
I'm not passive aggressive, am I?
You suck, Lillian! Yes, class, everything is now very, very funny.
I don't like this genre anymore.
Oh! I want to try the genre machine.
Like hell she is. I'm trying it first.
So am I.
No.
What about me? Let me try.
No, class, no, stop, don't crowd around it. No.
Deep mind.
No, guys, back up!
Mr. Brown, what happened?
Well, class, we are now in the suspense genre.
But Mr. Brown, how do we fix this?
Hold on a second. Oh, hey, yeah. How you doing? Yeah, it's Mike. Oh, cool, yeah. So, by the way, there was a problem with the machine. Yeah? Yeah, no, it worked, but... Yeah, lots of presses. Uh-huh. Okay, then. All right, cool. Well, I'll talk to you later. I'll see you this weekend. Okay, bye. Well, class, it's broken. And if we don't fix it soon, every genre as we know it will collide.
How long do we have?
1 hour.
Mas, felizmente, Sr. Brown teve uma solução. Ele instruiu aos estudantes dele como reparar a máquina de genre. Todos os estudantes receberam as tarefas deles. Mas, quando Suzy passou Melanie, ela tocou a mão dela. Ela relembrou quando elas trabalharam juntos no salão de beleza. Por causa da personalidade de Suzy, ela ganhou muita atenção dos outros, deixando Melanie com nada, menos os pensamentos dela, passando a vassoura. Ela trabalhou lá também. 20 minutos passou e os estudantes chegou com os materiais deles. O Sr. Brown ficou muito feliz. Angie sorriu e Joey ainda está sonhando sobre hambúrguer.
All right, let's get to work. Spencer, Joey, you two cover the doors. The rest of us, let's fix this damn machine. All right, almost done.
Everybody put their hands up! You are all under arrest for the stealing of this device.
Any one of you move and you're swallowing lead.
This thing is stolen!
I had no idea. Makes sense though, why Tim was trying to get rid of it so fast.
All right, enough talk. Everyone down on their stomachs with their hands on their...
Lillian, whoa.
Fuck passive aggressive.
All right, you bastards! Have a seat right there. If any of you move and you're not swallowing anything again.
What the hell happened to Lillian?
God bless that action genre.
Agreed. Well done, Lillian. Finally, just one more piece.
Mr. Brown, what is this?
Well, class, this is the horror genre.
And the piece went in. Fair?
This is Agent Roberts, and my partner and I, Agent Roker, we're here, and we're paranoid out of our minds. I don't know what happened. This is all my fault. We're cold. We're hungry. Our communications don't work. I don't know what we're gonna do. Somebody gets this. Please send help.
They're gonna get us. They're gonna get us.
Don't worry, I'm really scared too.
Dude, are you a vampire right now?
Huh? I guess so.
Oh, this isn't good. The genres are starting to mix. Comedy and horror. Oh my god, we need to get that piece back.
Okay, who goes in?
Is this what you're looking for?
Yes.
Well, you can't have it back. It now belongs to us. You don't get her now demands your blood.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no!
Somebody get Angie back! I'm gonna get that piece!
Angie, come back!
I'm so sorry. I didn't see her. She okay?
Oh, God.
All for one! Oh! Would you like more tea, Mrs. Fanny Water?
Well, you can't have any!
I'm a senator. Yeehaw!
Oh.
Get off her!
Are you okay?
I'm fine now. Why does this all of a sudden feel like a romance film?
That's because this is our romance film.
Well, isn't this perfect? I don't think there's any better way to end our little scenario than a family film genre and its cheesy ending.
I agree.
As do we. I've learned a lot of important things here today, like the importance of friendship and the bonds they create.
And I'm going to save the rainforest.
I'm alive again!
Me too!
Yo, burger, sir.
Yes, this worked out great. Everyone got what they needed. Lessons were learned, I suppose. And now we can all enjoy a happy ending. Okay, this is ridiculous.
Alright, here we go. 3. Good God.